Welcome welcome friends to the newest edition of Seahawkers What If, the most unique Seahawks preview show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner. I am fired up to talk Seahawks at Lions. I am, of course, joined by the one, the only, the great Brandan Schultz. And we know, folks, this could not be, it would not be, we could not traverse the Seahawks multiverse without the protector of the multiverse, Mr. Phil Leidick. These boys are making faces at me. You know what, guys? I could use a little bit of silliness after week one. I want to just wash that away, let the rains come washing over me. Let's go to Detroit. Let's have a better showing. Brandan, I'm in Detroit right now. I'm still here. I am still here, Brandan.
And what is this week one business? Are we not going into week one? Preseason week 4 is over. I'm ready for the Seahawks season to start.
Yes, let's start the season.
We're finally starting the season.
16-game season after 4 preseason games, and we are back, baby. So yes, ready to get locked in. You heard Mr. Phil there as well. Mr. Phil. All right, this is we're not going to talk about the Chiefs. We're not going.
That's not what the show does, Clayton. Stop it. That's not what the show does.
Yes, exactly. We are going to now preview this Lions team. It's a fun team. This is a fun team. We're gonna get into all of it, and we hope the folks who are along for the ride. Of course, if you're out on YouTube, make sure you're liking, subscribing. Seahawkers podcasts on every single platform out there. Wherever you got ears, we will be in your heart and your soul with this episode. And What If is our unique preview show. And for those who have not been here yet, Mr. Phil likes to paint these beautiful themes, the themiology, and we answer these questions back and forth. We got graphics, so if you're watching on YouTube, certainly enhances it. And there's a section we like to do called Previously with the Protector that Mr. Phil will give us a little bit of a rundown. What did he see last time the Lions took the field and beat the Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions 21-20? Mr. Phil, what do we need to know about these very pesky cats?
Yes, I will do that. I completely misunderstood for a second there. I thought you were trying to have me recap a different game.
No, never.
No. I am happy to give a Previously with the Protector from the Lions versus Chiefs. A lot of us watched it opening night, so they've had a little bit extra rest. They were quite lucky not to face 2 of the 3 best Chiefs, of course, with Kelsey and Jones being out. Just quickly on offense, their O-line is legit. I mean, strong, mighty, powerful. Their play calling offense, pretty creative. Goff can really get hot when he's protected, and he was protected fairly often. Seemed to favor his rookie tight end, Laporta, quite a bit on some easy throws. Obviously, St. Brown, number 14, seems to get open all the time. Super skilled at that. They love play action on first down. Watch for that. They got a couple really good backs in both Montgomery and Gibbs. They were kind of easing him in, so watch number 5 and 26. On defense, the other side, they seem pretty sticky in coverage, but there's holes in the middle of the zone that were there. Too bad Chiefs receivers couldn't catch the ball for them, but there was a lot of holes there. Pass rush was intermittent. I mean, it could be dominant at one moment, and then another time you'd see Mahomes hanging out. Run D looked disciplined. They had a really lucky pick 6. The safety panicked on a long ball. In fact, he panicked a couple times, got caught for a DPI. Chiefs had some bad drops, some doinks, pretty brutal in that game. Brandan already called it out, I think, last night. I was looking forward to sharing this, but I guess we all saw that. The Lions are known for man, but they played quite a bit of zone there. Special teams, they won a possession on a fake punt. They nearly forced a fumble on another punt. One of 2 things happened, or maybe both. The Chiefs gave it away quite a bit, or the O-line came and took it. And I don't know which to decide as a summary of the game, but that's what I had for Previously with the Protector. Anything you guys have to add before we get into our theme?
Well, I just had one thing, was that, you mentioned the fake punt, and I think the caveat or the remainder of that story, if folks don't realize or don't remember, was their own 20-yard line, like the first drive of the game, basically, right? So Dan Campbell took the mighty testicles and put them right on the NFL stage and for all to see, and they converted an early 4th down fake punt in there, deep in their own zone, and just
stole a possession.
Exactly, kept it however long that keeps the ball out of Mahomes' hands. That is some time of possession that is, like you said, stolen. So did want to call that out because
choice though to piggyback off of that, Clinton, because to use that on the very first possession in your very first game of the regular season or preseason week 4, if you will. Now everybody's going to be looking for it for the rest of the season. How are you going to be able to use that again?
Right. Yeah. So now we could be on the lookout for any of these sneaky pants things from Campbell. But I just, he's got gumption. He's got, listen, he's got the city believing, he's got the locker room believing, and they built some talent on this team, man. So this is going to be a test. I am fired up though to navigate this with both y'all.
Okay, guys, let's get into our theme. The famous Alfred Pennyworth, he said, took quite a fall, didn't we, Master Bruce? Right? And then it referred to, of course, Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas, said, and why do we fall, Bruce?
To get back up.
Learn to pick ourselves back up. And
there we go. Love it.
We quote to that him again. You guys mentioned last week, I was thinking, hey, it's almost fall season. Maybe we got the falling part out of the way on the game that didn't really happen. And what if we fall? We can learn to pick ourselves back up. What if we did? I'm not saying we did fall, but if we did, as we get to our what if category, almost in fall season, coming up here soon. It'll be the week after this game. Here's our categories, gentlemen. It will be Clinton getting to go first today. Yes. Stick around for the end. We'll hear the what if Superhawk and the score prediction, find out who I managed to say won last week. We'll get to hear from our flock a little bit on their wishes. Here's your categories, Clinton. Why do we fall? Ball is in the air. Fall for it. So long, summer. Hello, fall. Fall down, falling skies. Free fallen. And when I fall in love.
Oh, that's very nice. Like lots of beautiful categories there, Mr. Phil. I do want to say, did anybody actually win the wish? I mean, maybe, but as Seahawks fans, did we?
You'll have to find out.
Clinton. I guess
we'll have to find out.
We'll all have to wait. We'll all have to wait. Yeah.
Happened to win the prediction portion of it.
I feel like we all
someone's going to be happy, someone is not. Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough. Okay, so of the categories, I really enjoyed the show, at least most of the seasons. It was on TNT. It was a sci-fi show, and I dug it. I really liked that show. It was called Falling Skies. Any of those sci-fi fans out there are like, what should I go watch? I don't have a show to go watch. Well, go watch The Expanse. Go watch Invasion on Apple Plus. And when you get done with those and you still want more sci-fi, Falling Skies. That was a quality show.
It got weird, but
it got weird. The last season was not good. Like it last 3 episodes is like, this is how you're gonna end it. Okay, I guess it gotta end sometime, but still worth the journey.
All right, Mr. Clinton, here's our question. What if the sky is actually falling on our season? How can the guys in the trenches give us hope this week? Chicken Little's out. Can we squish that chicken, kick it to the curb? Can the trenches do something to help us say, nope, the sky's not falling? What can they do, Clinton?
Yeah, I mean, that is obviously the main pain point from last week in our final preseason game, as we just could not generate a pass rush, specifically up the middle whatsoever. Edges would get close a couple times, but up the gut, besides Jaron Reed maybe once, just no pressure, but Miles Adams maybe once. What I think we have to generate some pressure. So the run fits look great. We had, 4 out there. We're scheming like it was, a couple of years ago. Obviously, super low average against the run last week. Nice job there. Yet it came at the sacrifice of very little pressure and very vanilla sky. Very little creativity from Clint Hurt. So I think it has to start there, Mr. Phil. We saw a lot more of dynamic play calling in the preseason, which you don't normally see when Levi Bell was out there and others were out there. So let's get to the line with sometimes 6, 7. Let's get the backers up there. Let's do the misdirection things. Let's do the things that can confuse a player like Goff. Let's blitz. Let's put some freaking heat on Goff. You cannot let him just stand back there. So just resting on the 4 guys to kind of go out there and maybe cause a little more stir this time against what is a markedly better offensive line is not a plan I'm comfortable with, Phil. So I just need more creativity and more intent to rush the passer with the fifth person, or at least the stunts that can get, that can shake things up. The Lions have a great offensive line. So let's deal with it that way. We've got to be more aggressive.
Brandan, he says creativity. Do you have a key word how our guys in the trenches can give us hope?
I think maybe they could play better. That would be
like that. Yeah. Because, that's top-notch analysis that you only get here on the Seahawks.
Brevity is the soul of Brandan. I like that, right? That's good.
Why do the fancy stuff when you could just do the easier thing and play better?
So is that all it's going to take? Little play better? Kurt needs to do better. The players need to play better.
With a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they have Marvin Jones on the outside, they have Josh Reynolds. With all these receivers, I don't know if I'm trusting our secondary enough to be sending extra guys when the offensive line is already good. So I think up front, the one thing that I saw against the Rams was guys never, either they weren't running their stunts to the inside, or guys were getting moved from the interior and pushed out, which gave Stafford a wide open view and lane of the middle of the field, and he took it all day.
Yeah.
So when I say play better, part of it is just not getting moved off that spot and giving some type of, at least, even if you're not going to get close to the quarterback in terms of pass rush, be within that throwing lane that's in the middle of the field, putting your arms up. Don't give that clear shot straight down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's an underappreciated thing that a defensive line can do, because McVay is a master of setting up those lanes where they link up with the openings, makes it easy on the quarterback. But I feel like the Lions are pretty good at that too. So if we can shut down some of those throwing lanes, that would be an improvement. Next category, Mr. Brandan. Falling skies has fallen. Where are we going to fall next?
When I fall in love.
When I fall in love.
Wow. This is very special, guys.
Okay. What if Geno, Brandan, what if Geno can rekindle that love we had for our offense? He did it in the last Lions matchup where we all just fell head over heels with our offense. How is he going to do it this week against the Lions in 2023, Brandan?
Oh, well, I think a big part of it is connecting on some of those deep shots down the field. He took some deep shots, but the accuracy was not to the level that we were accustomed to Geno having all last season. He was a 70% completion percentage quarterback last year. He didn't hit that last game. If he just needed a week to maybe knock some of the rust off, I hope that's all it is. But with the receivers that he has, all you have to do is get it close enough for them to catch it. And it was that far off that
Tyler had a chance though, Brandan. He
should have caught that ball,
in the end zone, but he got hit too early, and it disrupted his ability to catch that. I did not expect Tyler to come down with that the way that he was hit by the defensive back in the end zone on that.
That was a good throw. That was a
great though. I expected Tyler to make the catch only because that's Tyler,
right?
Yeah, that's the only, like any other dude.
I wasn't mad. I just expected him to catch.
Right, he typically does, even if he's being mauled in the back. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
so Geno hit some deep shots.
Geno hit some deep shots. Hit the intermediate shots too. After what we saw from the throws were there in the game between the Lions and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
right.
The receivers didn't catch them.
They were terrible. Yeah, our receivers will catch it. Yeah,
our receivers can catch.
Okay, what do you got, Clint? You got something you want to add on this? When I fall in love,
yeah,
how we can fall in love with the offense?
Yeah, so I do have a couple of things. We haven't talked yet, but it's obviously Charles Cross, turf toe. We signed Jason Peters today, right? So he's inked. I don't think I got fooled by a Breadman account, so I think that was accurate, right? So we got the 41-year-old who's coming in. That's interesting. Abe Lucas still dealing with the knee. I didn't see today's report one way or the other, but regardless, it's just like a thing that's going to be there. So
yeah.
So we got challenges there, right? Is what it boils down to.
I love that.
So how do we work within those constraints? Well, Gino was really good on the move last year. And last game, he didn't seem quite as accurate when on the move. So I don't know what the recipe is specifically for getting him back to being what he was last year, out rolling out. But I'd like to see them purposely create some opportunities to roll Gino out of the pocket, get him even going left. Gino throws a heck of a ball accurately going left across his body, which is super, super talented.
Did we try it much? I don't remember us. Did we try it much in this game?
There wasn't too much of it. There was like one 12 personnel play that ended up going to either one of the tight ends, but that was going to be the second part of that.
It was really bad on all the one times that he did it. That's what you're saying.
Well, I do want to see him getting, booting out and then using the middle of the field. So I think we talked a lot in the offseason. That's going to be a lot more 11 personnel with JSN. That's fine when you have two healthy tackles. So it's just kind of a numbers game. So I actually expect less JSN in this game and more 12, maybe even back to some 13 personnel, because we just need to support. And if we have a brand new 41-year-old tackle out there, brand new 41-year-old, that's going to be a challenge. Let's move Gino out. And then let's use those layers concepts and let's get the ball to tight ends between the hashes. They were to piggyback quickly on what Brandan said too at the top. We watched Kadarius Toney drop pass after pass and Sky Moore just be not quite tall enough on a ball that was, maybe slightly overthrown. That stuff was all right around or inside the hashes.
Yeah,
so let's exploit the crap out of that. But let's do Gino the favor of getting him on the move and getting him to short, intermediate completions on the move to kind of get that groove back, which is what you're asking for.
Very good. Next category, Fallen Love gone, Falling Skies gone. Where are we going to go, Clinton?
Oh, let us now go. Oh, this is great. Okay, I'm going to go with Fall is in the Air because it is. That's it.
Fall is getting here.
Yes,
what if the fall answer is in taking some of the air out of Goff's balls? I'm just kind of referring back to your to your 3 and 3 out show a little bit, but not deflation there. How can the Hawks make his passes fall? I want some PBUs, Clinton. I did a really long question. How can we get some real PBUs against this man?
It could be tough because, and the reason it could be tough against Goff is he's not exactly pushing the ball downfield often. He's just not. He's not outside the numbers quite a bit, and he's not throwing deep shots. He throws the in-breaking route, and he's like one of the best. Call it what it is. Between him and Amon-Ra, they are like probably the single best duo for throwing the in-breaking route across the league.
I don't like
that. That's what kills us, right? So like that's bad. That doesn't answer the question whatsoever. That's just putting up a really big whoa. Yeah. That's going to be a challenge. So to get PBUs on Goff, it to me is it still comes back to having to get him to throw a hair before he intends to, because it's not going to be holding onto the ball longer. These are not long developing plays. It has been, got a stat here too. Goff has now thrown 359 passes without an interception. That's the third longest streak in NFL history. So he's not taking wild shots. He's not going to. They don't need to. And if they watched the Seahawks game last week, which I bet they did, they're not going to take unnecessary chances. So it's not about holding the ball longer. It's simply getting more pressure up the middle faster. So he has to get rid of it. And then we could get a pass breakup or two. Beyond that, he doesn't take enough shots to really get these PBUs interceptions.
You got any ideas, Brandan? How can we knock some of his down? Take it air out.
If he is throwing some quick passes, one thing that you can do to take some of that away is you could play your corners to where they're cheating more toward the interior of the field and try and force the defensive backs more toward the sideline. Especially if you're playing up on the line, then you try and jam them if they are trying to break inside, which would lead them more toward the edges. And then I think that if you're forcing Goff then to throw more toward the sidelines, then I think that would lead your defensive backs to try and to give them a little bit more time. I think also doing that helps out the pass rush, because if he's not just able to drop back, hit his back foot, and throw to the guy that's running right over the middle, then it does give your pass rush some time to work against the offensive line.
You're singing my song, Brandon. I really hope they are listening right now, because I would love to see tighter coverage in the first couple seconds. And so what if you get beat later? Now you're actually trusting your guys to do something, right? Like, make Goff do what he doesn't want to do.
But
take away the easy money.
I agree with the philosophy.
But we'll never do it. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, not never. It's just it's usually not our intention, not the way we tend to play. So that'll be a pretty big step change. However, to the point though, this is the type of team to do it against, because they are, on the grand scheme of NFL and NFL offenses, more risk averse to the deep ball. They don't take the shots that often. So this is the right team to try that against. Let's see if we do.
Where are we going next, Brandon? We have
all for it.
Brandon, what if there is one thing we can't fall for in this matchup? Give us that forbidden deception. We must not fall for this.
We can't fall for the idea that the Lions are just going to be so high up on their, reading the press clippings from the whole week, that they're going to manage to overlook the Seahawks because that they just beat the Chiefs, and so this is going to be a trap game for them, and that's just going to make it that much easier for our Seahawks. I would not fall into that. Anybody who's trying to sell that to you, that the Lions would somehow then overlook this game after losing to the Chiefs, I'm not buying it.
Not buying that. How about you, Clinton? What can we not fall for?
I got a couple, but I'm going to pick one because that's how this works. The thing that this is I love the word forbidden. If it's Jake Curhan, and it might be, if it's Jake Curhan on the at right tackle, and that, if y'all watched, I know you did, Hutchinson doesn't stop. That dude, he does not. He's relentless out there. He's a skilled pass rusher, and he tries every sort of ninja move in the book to double spin sometimes to try and get by the tackles. We can't fall for the forbidden fruit that Curhan could be on an island versus a player like Hutchinson.
Yeah.
We have got, and that's why I would mention earlier, I'm like, logically to me, this game is screaming more 12 and 13 personnel because we have tackle issues. I'm fine with that. If we have to give up some offensive potential explosiveness, in order to make sure Hutchinson's not getting 3.5 sacks, fine. That is a fine trade-off. If we fall for it, it's going to be a long ass day.
Well, someone said Abe was feeling better, so I hope that's true.
Yeah, I hope so too. But who was it? Was it just who was the somebody? Was it like
I heard it said on a couple different sound waves and a couple little things I was reading where I think it was in Pete's afternoon conference, just how he mentions it, but don't quote me on that. Double check. But they were making it sound like, he's doing well, he's doing better, but who knows? Do you hear anything about that, Brandon?
I was just hoping that you were going to say the Lord.
The Lord said he's doing well. Okay. Are we going to Clinton now? I think. Yes, we are. Clinton, your turn to make a selection. Where will we fall?
I'm going to go with, I think, So Long Summer, Hello Fall. That one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So long, summer. What if there's a way for the Hawks to reignite our summer hope for all of us? How can that be done? What will rekindle the flame of hope this week, Clinton?
Yeah. So I'm glad I saved the one when I said I had two answers, because this will play here as well. Besides a win, right? Because that'll do it. That's Brandon's answer. So sorry, Brandon, I took your answer off the board. Play better and win. The crack analysis. I love it on Seahawks podcast.
Fruit, the low-hanging fruit that just falls into your lap. Yeah.
How about if we rededicate ourselves to a successful run game? And and more specifically, the reignition starts, and I won't even say ends with, it just starts and, perpetually stays in motion with Ken Walker III. So a recommitment that we're not looking at a box score where he's touched the ball 13 times next game, something where it's 18 to 22 touches and not just running into a wall, but 18 to 22 touches and a nice, just in a reestablished game that gives us the balance back that this offense needs, that will rekindle and embiggen the noblest of spirits. So that's it, man.
What do you got on this, Brandon?
The last 2 times the Seahawks have faced these Detroit Lions, have you looked at the point totals? The Seahawks in 2022 last season, they scored 48 points to the Lions 45.
I watched that game like 5 times this summer, I think, just because it's fun.
You go back the season before that, it was also in 2022, but it was the 2021 season. The Seahawks scored 51 points against the Detroit Lions. If there's a way for the Seahawks to reignite our summer hope, score 45 plus points and do the turkey on these Lions.
Sounds beautiful. I love it. Brandon, another category. Here we go. We got a few left. Free Fallen is left. Why do we fall? Fall down.
When will we fall down?
When will we fall down?
By the way, did you guys like the Michael Douglas movie Falling Down back in the day?
No, I did not like it back in the day.
But
now I wonder as an adult if I would like it more. I need to go back and rewatch.
Gotcha. I always remember liking that movie. I liked Michael Douglas. I thought it was an interesting, a guy just goes in a manic, goes into manic mode. He's had enough of society. I thought it was unique.
I thought Brandon was going to sing Toad the Wet Sprocket the way he announced this category.
That's where I got the lyric from, but
love it.
Okay, Brandon, what if there's one lion who we need to make fall down? Which lion can be the domino who brings down this train? Knock this one down. There's a couple ways you can go.
There are. And since I'm going to go back off my previous answer, if you're going to score 40 plus points, Aiden Hutchinson is going to have to be the guy to fall down, because that guy can mess up your day. And whether they're doing it with an extra tight end, whether they're getting the ball out quickly, whether it's hammering the rock with Ken Walker, so that way a guy like Hutchinson is on his heels throughout the game, so you can neutralize that pass rush somehow. That's the guy that's got to be the focus of taking out of the game somehow.
Knock him down. Clinton, who do you got? Who are we going to knock down? Who has to fall?
Yeah, I'm going to go to a player on the defensive side of the ball. I think the low-hanging fruit is just impossible. To sit here and be like, we need to take out Amon-Ra. And it's not happening. Like we're not doing that. So we have
to saying that, Clinton.
We have to accept the lump that is Amon-Ra and the way they throw the ball to the middle of the field and realize they're going to do that. So I know people are like, we got to take out Amon-Ra. Like, cool.
I have to score 45 points.
Well, my player leans into that. When you were saying, Brandon, earlier, hey, it was 45 last year or 48 last year, 51 the year before, in my brain, I'm like, yeah, but this defense got better too. How'd they get better? They got Brian Branch. How'd they get better? They got Gardner Johnson, Aiden Hutchinson year 2. They got Jack Campbell. This is a better defense, guys. So on the free safety, Gardner Johnson from Philadelphia, that's, to me, we need to see it won't be a lot of 11 personnel. I really just don't think it will be. So what does that mean? We need DK and or Tyler to get behind their free safety at least twice. So Gino can get those deep shots. That's the way that we can kind of deconstruct this Lions team, because the other ways of Hutchinson versus a backup tackle potentially ain't going to happen. Hopefully it's but ain't going to happen. So let's go to the realistic one and look at a new free safety in a system that, he's still learning. So we need really a DK deep shot and a Tyler deep shot in this game. That's a way for them to fall down.
Watch him falling all over themselves. Well, there's 2 categories left. So Clinton, you get to choose between the final 2. We have Free Fallen and Why Do We Fall?
I will leave Tom Petty on the board for my buddy Brandan. So I'll go back to how you introduced the whole thing. Real quick, boys, of the Batman trilogy, the Nolan trilogy, do you have a favorite?
Oh, I go back. It's got to be the middle one, but now it didn't hold up like I thought it did. It's got the best villain, but some of it
I don't
doesn't hold up.
know. I mean, he's amazing as Joker.
Yes.
I just like Dark Knight Rise. I thought Bane was, I thought the third one's the best one. I know I'm in the minority, but I thought Bane was actually fantastic as well. So anyway, I celebrate the entire collection. I love those. Brandan, do you have a favorite of the trilogy?
I would go with the Joker episode. Yeah.
I mean, it's really good. I like how you
first
called
one
it.
is such great storytelling, though.
Oh, I love the first one, man. And you got Cillian Murphy, and you got what is it, Raja Ghul? It is.
It doesn't have the villains are better in the final two of the trilogy. Yeah. I couldn't get the villains. I wasn't into it in the first one.
Gotcha. Brandan needs a good villain. I got
need a good villain.
Understood.
Why do we fall, Clinton? Here, what if the Hawks did learn lessons from week 1, if it really existed? What should look different this week? I'm talking lessons learned. We will see this, Clinton.
When we get the Detroit Lions into 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7, we have people on the field who could rush the passer. And I, again, will specifically call this out because I think he's more effective than some of the folks we have out there. Miles Adams had 2 snaps last game.
Maybe Draymond Jones will play this week, Clinton.
Maybe Draymond, Draymond Jones will show up this week. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
But putting our what I think are our best disruptive pass rushers out there in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, will show out, and that's a lesson. Now the question within the question is, will we see 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8? Because again, the offensive line of the Lions is a heck of a lot better than the Rams offensive line. Yeah. So I don't think we'll see it as much, but when we do, we've got to take advantage. That's the thing. 3rd and 5 or more, we've got to be a heck of a lot better. Some stunts, some blitzes, and some better personnel. Miles Adams, let's go.
Brandan, if we learned lessons, what will we see in this game?
If we get inside the 25-yard line, do one of 2 things. Either leave Kenneth Walker on the 3 things. 1, leave Kenneth Walker on the field if you intend on running the ball. If you do not intend on running the ball with Kenneth Walker, then throw the football. Do not hand the ball off to DJ Dallas or any of the other running backs. That's a wasted play. Number 3, score touchdowns. Like Chris said, you need 40+ points.
Maybe throw to one of your awesome receivers. How about that?
And I want to just ask there
for one of your running backs. Heck, if you're going to leave DJ Dallas out on the field, or
maybe don't do that screenplay inside the 25. That
don't ever do that. But I also want to suggest or just poke at. We can't give our hands away. It's like, oh, it's Walker, so it's a run play, or it's not to the running back. Is Kenneth Walker incapable of receiving out of the backfield? I just don't buy it. Like, of course he can catch the ball.
As long as it's on the other side of the line of scrimmage, Clinton.
Right. Yeah. No screens. We established this like 4 years ago now. No, never screen. Let's be done with that.
I don't mind throwing in 13 though. They got all of those guys can catch. So
yeah.
Good answers. Okay, here we go. Back to the final one. You will get to choose. And let's see, Brandan, you going to choose free fallen or free fallen?
Good choice, Brandan.
Free fallen to the end of the line.
Oh, wow. Look at that. You wove in the Wilburys. Look at you.
Whoa.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Brandan.
What if there's one Seahawk who must end his free fall in this game? Who might that be? Someone is starting to fall off the cliff. They got to stop it. Brandan.
This is the easiest answer ever because it is Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
Especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown in this game. One way to end his free fall might be just coming off of the field and allowing Devin Witherspoon to play that position. That would be maybe the best alternative. But if Witherspoon can't go, we're going to need Kobe Bryant to step up in some way and show us that he can be the guy. And he's had all the chances, but I think there's going to be so much frustration if he goes from the game that we saw from him last game to this game, and the matchup doesn't get any easier for him, unfortunately.
Does not. Clinton, who do you got? Someone's got to end their free fall this game.
Yeah, so the individual who has to end their free fall is the person that Pete Carroll had to pull aside and talk to quite a bit, and that's DK Metcalf. And DK has got to stop this fall into the petulant slide, and because it's corrosive is what it boils down to. It's corrosive for the team. It's not the look we want out there, and then you just get the fan base and the 12s pitted against each other too, which we all know is not good for the Hawkera, right? So it always cycles back to the Hawkera.
I'm getting mad at you right now for even suggesting that DK needs to do better.
Not do better, just stop doing the things of that, get 15-yard penalties and jacking players up when they're not looking.
Clinton does have his poster behind him, so it's not like he hates DK.
No. This is not there's no I love DK, and he can't. That's what he has to stop. How cool would it be if instead he just had a 7 to 8 reception game, 90 to 100 yards and a touchdown or two, and didn't say peep. And just let his body of work do the talking for him. That'd be something. That's what I want to say.
I don't want DK to be Barry Sanders. I want DK to be DK.
Fine, but let's mitigate the other piece of it. I'm saying if we got to tailor that back for a week, I'm okay with it. Listen to your coach.
And I'll meet you in the middle. I'll have emotion full DK without the penalties.
I'll take it.
All right. Well, it's time to move to our wish. I won't get in the middle of that one there. Our what if Superhawks for the week.
Love it.
Quickly. Here in the Discord, folks, how did they get in the Discord again, Brandon? I forgot.
Go to getintheflock.com. If you support the show at $3 and above, you can get an invite there. Also, if you join out on YouTube, I will make sure that you get a link into the Discord as well. You can email me, gohawks@seahawkerspodcast.com if you don't have that link. But either way you go, if you are supporting this show, you will get a link into our Discord group.
Very good. Nice. Some of the folks in the Discord, I asked them today some wishes, and Frost says doubling down this week. His wish is Walker over 100. If he hits that, our offense should be moving, and we should be putting up points. Can't disagree there. Car. My wish is similar. JSN over 100 yards. If he can prove he's the wide receiver gift we expected him to be, that it shows we're moving on offense. And if he's at 100, I bet DK and Lockett's love numbers are pretty solid too. Red Wag on wish to not give up passes over the middle and then laughs at themselves. So we'll see. And then we have some responses to some of these. Levine, the good life, kind of living the good life. Yeah. Wish for Woolen to end Goff's no interception streak, as was mentioned earlier in the show.
Nice.
Randy Horner, Walker, 100 yards. That's his W. I, interior D-line, create some push. S, secondary play inside and force the wideouts to the boundary. H, ain't nothing for H except for DK not to lose his blank head. I really love the dude, but blank.
Very nice. I like how that's how you take one wish and make it 4 wishes. That's skill. I love that.
Creativity there with the letters.
Love it.
Creativity with the letters. Well, we're going to see who won the prediction on the next slide. The wish didn't factor into who won the prediction because, well, both of you guys predicted things that didn't happen even close to. Nwosu getting a sack and a half. Walker doing a bunch of good stuff. He was good when he got the ball, but he didn't get close to what was wished for. So what's your what if Superhawks this week? I think Clinton has to go first.
Sure. So I'll go with a little care bundle package here. I've been talking about it all game. More 12 and 13 personnel because of our situations with our tackles. Well, what does that, logically follow the bouncing oblong ball here? And I want to see a total of seven or more receptions from our tight ends, 80 or more yards from our tight ends, and a touchdown from a tight end. So it's a tight end room. We don't have a Kelsey. We got 3 dudes, 7 to 8, 80, 1 touchdown. That would, if that happens, I always like to, why the wish? Because I think if that happens, this is a very, very competitive football game. We have a good shot at winning it.
Love it. What do you got, Brandon? What if Superhawks?
Yeah, well, mine changed just based off of some of the feedback from Clinton and some of the people in the Discord. DK Metcalf is my what if Superhawk.
To not get in the fight.
90 plus yards receiving, 6+ receptions, and at least 1 touchdown, and no penalties. And all of you are singing a different tune with regard to DK Metcalf as our what if Superhawk next week.
Jalen, the what if Superhawk. I think either of those are quite doable against this team. And now we get to what we've been waiting for.
Like penalties. If he gets like don't tic-tac me into a loss because he got like an offensive pass interference or something, Phil.
Fine. Oh, okay. That works. I'm good with that. That could stand.
If the wish is close, I give it to you, but we weren't even close. Well, Clinton wasn't even close on his, but
mine was the closest, but yes.
Yeah. So Brandan has the lead because remember, score differential is the tiebreaker. You both picked the wrong team, but Brandan picked a close game, which it wasn't really a close game, but when you factor what happened, we're giving Brandan the tick for the game. I kept my word. Plus, I just didn't want to hear Brandon's garbage, so we want to
So Brandan gets the cheapest victory in all of what if history.
I got the victory based on the rules. That's like when you finish the game.
Now he likes the rules.
Your opponent.
Brandon, congrats on your victory lap on our 4th preseason game. You done great, kid.
Okay, so Clinton, do you got a score for us? Your prediction for this matchup, week 1 again.
Criminy. I'm not going to pick us to lose. It ain't happening. So it's not happening. It's not happening.
Not a pick. It's a prediction. Remember?
Right. Well, that's well then I don't know. All right. I'm going to go 27-24 Seahawks. Myers redemption field goal FTW
for the win. What do you got, Brandon? What's your prediction for this matchup over where Clinton is in Detroit land?
It's Geno Smith redemption as the Seahawks trail the Lions 40-34 going into the final 2 minutes of the game. DK Metcalf catches the game-winning touchdown. Myers gets the redemption because he kicks the extra point, and the Seahawks win by scoring 41 points to the Lions 40.
I love that.
I want that. Yeah, I want that.
That sounds like a really fun game, gentlemen.
We would be complaining about the Seahawks defense once again.
No, I don't. Not me. I promise I wouldn't. I mean, I would because that's part of what I have to do, but I wouldn't.
No, there'd be no complaining. There'd be lots of smiling. And I'm glad you guys helped me smile after a couple days ago. So thank you for letting me on here to get a smile, answering these questions in a pleasant way.
Now I am squarely focused on Detroit Rock City. Yeah. And Mr. Phil, thank you, because I feel like you helped Brandan and I, cross the chasm there, which is nice.
What if, gentlemen, we say go Hawks?
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Nice.